Boom. What's up?
What's up, guys? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. 1313. What's up, Brofist? Thank you guys for following over on Instagram as well.
Abby's been walking around all day saying, Happy Gobble Gobble.
Happy Gobble Gobble. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Let me get ready for the show here.
Welcome to Spooky Shits.
Yeah.
Gobble gobble to everyone. What's up, Mine? I can't read that. The Mine. JCS, what's up?
The Mindsteaders. Nice.
The Mindsteaders, I like that.
Nice. JCS, what's up, brother? Brofist. Happy Thanksgiving, Barbara.
You know, I wonder how many people had just the most amazing Thanksgiving, like, of their dreams. And then I also wonder how many people had, like, everything went wrong.
I would like to hear, actually, like, from the people that had an all-out knockdown, drag out about a political discussion.
Oh, no, or anything. Did you burn the house down? Come on, talk to us.
That's not good news. I don't want to hear about that.
Right.
But, you know,
if you need somebody to talk to.
I would like the juicy details of the, you know. Howdy and happy Thanksgiving. What's up?
Happy
Bloopy
Thanksgiving.
Doopy. Happy Thanksgiving.
Bloopy Doopy, love that. Oh, artificial, what's up?
Artificial Loneliness Lab, what's up? Brofist. Maya, what's up?
Mike?
Mike, what's up, man?
My goodness. All right. Well, I guess we'll jump into it.
Yeah, we've got quite the show.
Well, thank you for joining us on Thanksgiving for some spooky shits.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, guys. And we got some really, really spooky shit tonight. And, you know, I warn you. Because it's scary.
It freaks me out. But I was praying when I was researching it and putting everything together. So, but yeah, it's creepy. So first I am going to read this article. And you know, there's kind of a couple different focal points. So just so that you guys know, when I'm doing my research, my frame of mind is, all right, you know, whatever the one story is that got me pulled to this specific place or whatever, you know, thing, whatever, photo, whatever it is, what brought me to this, what was the story that I was looking for, and then I find out if it's something to do with, like something that could be geographical. I try to find about other stories, even if they're kind of not related, in the area, because I do believe in, you know, scarring of the area. I think of,
Yeah, I get
there's
what
a
you're saying.
lot. That topic goes deep, but you know, if you think of time as kind of linear, I don't know, it's just kind of interesting for me to think. So I don't really care as what specifically happened. I'm interested in the whole area and what we're finding. So having said that, we are going to have a couple sidebar topics tonight, but the bulk of it, I think, stays on topic.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Happy Thanksgiving, Patriot Lady. What's up? 1313 says, I've got stories that we should watch. Hellier.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much for that like. Richard, Brofist, my man, thank you.
Literally, that's right around my neck of the woods as well. Look up Red Ash, Tennessee. Red
Ash, Tennessee. Will do.
Ash. Okay.
White Wolf, happy Thanksgiving. What's up?
Okay.
I hope you guys are all stuffed and happy.
So, yes, indeed.
Yeah.
I hope that. I hope that y'all had a good, like, tryptophan-induced coma nap.
That's right.
I hope that you forgot all the woes of 2020 and were able to just have a good, hectic, grateful day.
With your family.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. All right. 1313 has stories. You should check out Heller and all that happens here around where I live.
Ooh.
Indian Mounds, heavy. I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe it.
I believe
okay.
it.
So we're gonna read this article. Now, granted, this first article it's lengthy, but hang in there, because there's a lot of information in here, and it kind of pulls into this audio that we're gonna read. So here we go. There's one urban legend in particular that creeps out a lot of people. The story goes that sometime in 1989, Russian scientists in Siberia had drilled a borehole some 14.5 kilometers deep into the Earth's crust. The drill broke through into a cavity, and scientists lowered some equipment to see what was down there. The temperature was about 1100 degrees Celsius, or about 2000 degrees Fahrenheit, but the real shocker was the sound that was recorded. They only got about 17 seconds, but it was an intense 17 seconds where they claimed to hear the screams of the damned. Now we'll play that later, but I do want to note that this is the Kola Superdeep borehole. I was massively disappointed because a lot of times, a lot of the people that record, do videos about this, they actually put a picture of the Mirny diamond mine.
You want to jump to that?
Yeah, well, we can just show it real quick. Which is not the same. It's okay.
I don't know where it is.
It's okay.
Sorry.
So, and we will get into that later, but it's not the same thing. So I do get kind of disappointed sometimes when I'm doing research and it's like, hey, that picture went to something totally different, and that changes my opinion of the whole story. That's the Mirny diamond mine, which is no longer in use, but a lot of people, when they're reading this story, they attach a picture of that mine, which is a little overwhelming. Sorry about that, guys. So anyway, convinced that they'd heard the sounds of hell, many of the scientists quit the job site immediately, so the story goes. Now, this site did close down in 1995, just cold stop. Those who stayed were in for an even bigger shock later that night. A plume of luminous gas burst out the borehole, the shape of a gigantic winged demon, unfolded, and words "I have conquered" in Russian were seared into the flames. As a final touch of weirdness, medics were reported to have given everyone on site a dose of sedative to erase their short-term memory. Beginning in 1989, the tale was broadly reprinted in smaller Christian publications, newsletters, and the such, but was given hardly any notice by the mainstream media. Some evangelicals and biblical literasts cited the incident as proof of the existence of a physical hell, an interpretation that seems to be the consensus among the... Scroll down, please. Among the publications that ran the story. The story acquired the popularity conferred title The Well to Hell. The tale appeared just as the internet began to arise, and the legend grew, so did the number of debunks. By now the internet is saturated with as many claims that either the audio or the story is false. So just as many people say it's real as say it's false. What I wanted to mention in here, keep scrolling down, was that, so on top of the original story, they were doing a radio show. Keep scrolling down, I'm sorry. There you go, up this story right here. While they were running the story in a radio, they received a follow-up, which was this letter that said, I just recently began listening to your radio show and could not believe it when you talked about the sounds from hell tonight. My uncle had told me this story a couple of years ago, and I didn't believe him. Like one of your listeners who discounted the story as nothing more than just a religious newspaper fabricated account. The story about the digging, the hearing of the sounds from hell, is very real. It did occur in Siberia. My uncle collected videos on the paranormal and supernatural. He passed away fairly recently. He let me listen to one of the audio tapes that he had on the sounds from hell in Siberia, and I copied it. He received his copy from a friend who worked at the BBC, attached as the sound from my uncle's tapes. But we can actually go up and listen to that one. Now, I warn you, it's
Warning.
creepy. Yeah,
Warning.
it is creepy. So, okay, go ahead.
Spooky freaking alert, man.
So basically just to recap, this borehole goes down 7.619 miles deep. It's deeper than the Mariana Trench. And they lowered down a microphone, and this is what they heard. That was just 1 second.
Yeah, that was effectively terrifying. Hold on.
You're accessing an archived episode of Skeptoid. To hear the entire catalog beyond just the 50
I'm
newest
sorry.
shows.
Go back down.
We should have got the YouTube video. And that was terrible loud. Piercingly.
So there's already an inconsistency. They said it was only 17 seconds and it's 25 seconds. Obviously, this could just as easily not be. This could just as easily be completely fabricated, but it's creepy. All right. Now, that alone is one thing, but let's combine that with a couple other things. Go on to the bridge. We're looking for scroll in. That should be that one. Yep. All right, in the same general area of Russia, watch, part of a bridge disappeared overnight in Russia. Locals blame scrap metal thieves, but this is a huge, we can actually watch this. This is just video footage of the area. So this bridge literally disappeared overnight, this section of bridge. They sent divers down to see if it maybe, like, because obviously your natural response would be, well, it's collapsed. It's in the water somewhere, maybe even underneath the sediment, but it's down there. No, it's not. There's nobody can find anything. They have no clue where it went. Scrappers? For what? I mean, maybe scrappers know something, I don't know, but why take the whole bridge? Same general area, and they don't have any supernatural ties to it, but I was just kind of like, well, that's kind of weird. All right. Keep going. So next one is, in that general area is a holy Samai, or Dozero. This is an area in the Kola Peninsula where it's considered to be the cradle of Hyperborea, an ancient civilization that disappeared but is tied to mythical stories and magical knowledge. Much like they are also known as very large Caucasians. What's up? Sorry. They're described as being very large white people, just like the Lumineers that we were reading about in Mount Shasta. And so anyway, every year, hundreds of tourists from all over Russia go to this area because it's got this energy and is tied to this ancient civilization. You can go to the Pinterest picture. Can we look into that? Yeah. So check that out. So that's some of the mythology, I guess, if you will, but giants also tied to that. There was, of course, shaman, of course, in the rumors of shaman in the area as well. But this is all just in that Kola Superdeep bore area, which maybe they most likely have nothing to do with each other, but we're seeing kind of a lot of stories of underground tunnels, civilizations, giants, what have you, and these beings, whether it be giants or what. And now the hell sounds I can't explain, either. What you do with that is what you do with that. But we do have a couple other things relating to that. So in regard to those hell sounds, we also have some articles that NASA released. Strange music heard by 1969 astronauts. There's a video on this we could watch if that's okay.
Oh, whoops.
What's up, Jay? Yeah.
Anyway.
So that's one, all right, and that's take it or leave it, no big deal.
There is a similarity to that sound, the sound from hell, and this next sound that you found. In my mind, there's this weird otherworldly similarity to it.
Which, when I was growing up, I thought this was called the Eye of God. Like, literally, I thought that's what they had called it, but it's apparently Eye of Helix Nebula. So go ahead and go down. Now, this is literally, in this caption, the space agency explained the Helix Nebula is 655 light years away from the Earth and 3 light years across. The eerie sound that is heard is in the post comes from the dying sun-like star's life. Nebulae like this form when the star sheds some of its outer material. Okay, can I just add a little bit? Some folks believe, because it's written, that stars are actually prisons for fallen angels or angels that are imprisoned.
Oh, look.
And then there's other, if you look into it, there's other like where if you look at a star, it kind of looks like it's in water or just like some sort of. Anyway, I'll let you do your own research. Hold on, Landon's pulling something up. But if you think about that and then hear this.
Hold on. If he's referring to spirits in prison, that would mean there's a prison for spirits?
Right, absolutely.
Oh, hold on.
Sorry, guys, bear with us.
I'm just looking for the verse. Maybe it's of the... Anyway, we'll move on from that, but...
We'll keep looking for it. But if you think about that, and then...
Where's the sound? Is it on Instagram?
Yeah. Or no, I think if you scroll there.
I'm not hearing anything. Oh, I've got it muted.
You have to restart it.
That sound is evil. That don't sound like some star. Doesn't that sound like something like... I don't know. What is that?
It's creepy.
Nah, man.
I'll tell you that. It's creepy.
One more time. That sounds like more than one thing. And it sounds like screaming in anger.
It's creepy.
It sounds like frustrated.
Banshee, Mary says. Freaky, horrible sound, right? And maybe it's all just fake, maybe, but I mean, well, if NASA's willing to put that out fake, what else are there? Just kidding. Anyway, so that's our sidebar conversations.
Exactly. Rock D Max says sounds like screaming.
Right.
Exactly. It does. And it sounds eerily similar to the terrible sounds that are supposed to be...
Right.
I'm going to turn that way down because this is terrifying. I really don't want to hear this again. There's
that woman's shrill.
I don't know. There's a similarity between... There's this eerie, weird, otherworldly sound. It's weird. It doesn't sound like something from Earth, you know what I mean?
It also sounds like brakes on a car a little bit.
I don't know. Where's the chat? I lost the chat.
Sounds closer than further, yeah.
It's giving me anxiety.
Right, Angie? Yeah. Thank you. I like it too. Okay. So, moving on. But we will be back to Russia later on. But first, we're going over to Prague and the Czech Republic. And the Houska house. The Houska house was supposedly built. It was built back in the 13th century, and was supposed to be built over this large hole that was naturally in the ground, and it went so deep that nobody could see the bottom. And they claimed that at night, show the Jeepers Creepers. They claimed that at night, human hybrid-like creatures would come out. LOL.
I don't have that pulled up yet.
That's okay.
It's really little. I apologize.
That's
I didn't
okay.
have it.
That's alright. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I have no idea where that is.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. Look, just get this down and go back to my. Okay. So they claimed that it was built over this hole that went down and nobody could see the bottom. And they claimed that at nighttime, these human hybrid creatures would climb out of the well. That in and of itself is creepy. Okay, first off, no wonder, like, everybody wants to say people who, look at the movies. Well, what movies do you think of off the top of your head?
Said, hey, it's Unspecified podcast and review. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Corey.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Anyway, what other human winged creatures have you heard about? Do you remember a little movie called Jeepers Creepers? Anyway, and then climbing out of a well or a hole, The Ring, Stranger Things, lots of creepy vibes, okay? The other crazy thing about this is that this castle was built in the middle of nowhere. There was no reason for it to be built. It was far away from any water resources. There was no social purpose for it to be there. Basically, it's just a house.
J Tree said, don't forget to join.
Oh, thank you, J-Tree.
Brofist, dude.
It
Wow.
was basically just a house that was supposed to, these lower levels are supposed to be where the demons are trapped. Because they can't bust through.
J Tree, a new member. Welcome to being a cool cat. Brofist, dude. Thank you so much for joining.
That is awesome.
You rock. Let me.
Okay, so go down. I think there might be a little video on it. Hold on. English, new track, bottomless pit. No, just pictures. So we can go to that next one and look at all these pictures. Yeah. So that's supposedly the hole. But now, and we're going to look at a video of the area because, so all these different, there's a bullfrog human creature that's supposedly seen, a giant winged man-like creature.
Said, _brofish, _brofish, I seen the sharks.
Brofish.
And so, anyway, but now...
Yes, Goblin. This is Houska. Sorry for rudely interrupting.
No, you're fine. That was built in the year, it was built somewhere between 1253 and 1278, and it's about 30 miles north of Prague. And it has been owned, so this has been this known gate to hell for all these years, or portal to hell.
Yeah.
Well, it has been owned mainly by leaders and aristocrats ever since. Just
Well, they want that communication.
bought and, paid for down the line. A chapel specifically. Now, granted, the structure, the year it was built in the 1200s. Like, oh my gosh, that is so wow. And so anyway, there was a chapel specifically built over this hole. So there is a church over the hole, and we're going to see that in this video. Human hybrids have crawled out, like I said, dark winged creature. When this was built, the man who built it was very influential. He would offer death row inmates who are on death row the opportunity for a pardon if they would be willing to go down into this hole. All right. Now, supposedly, somebody did in fact take him up on this offer. They were lowered down into this hole. And after just a few seconds, they started to scream, terrible, agonizing screams. They pulled him back up, and this person had aged 30 years in the span of just a few minutes. By the time that they pulled him back out and everything, a few minutes had elapsed.
Something sucked his life force out?
30 years, okay? And his mind was ruined because he was so scared. He died 2 days, it was reportedly 2 days later in a mental asylum. Now, what I also think about is if if you dabble into other dimension talk and stuff like that, and I'm not saying it is or isn't, all right, I'm just saying this is some of the talk that's out there. Time is linear, okay? So we are the only ones confined to time. So if you think about it in the sense that, 5 minutes on Earth could be...
said, damn.
I know.
5 years on Earth could be, I don't remember what it is. I think it is mentioned, but it could be like years, or 5 minutes on Earth could be years in another dimension. Could feel like years. Think of Chronicles of Narnia. They lived...
said, at XLX Bones XLX, thank you. J Tree said, much love.
Brofist, thank you so much. Bones, I appreciate that. Super chat, happy Thanksgiving. What's up? Brofist to you, brother. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Super chat.
A headless horse is also seen there. An old woman is seen there.
So this is where all evil comes from.
Well, there's several actually.
Right. Well,
but
that's terrible.
That man supposedly. So anyway, the point was just, even though he was only lowered down in there for a few seconds, if you think about it in that sense, that could have been what aged him, or something sucking his life force. Anyway, let's go ahead and watch this YouTube video. It should be the very next tab. Sorry, my nose itches. Okay, so this girl, she's in the chapel right now.
Oh my gosh, this
J3
is the chapel.
said, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
Don't worry about it, dude. Brofist. He said, so this is the chapel in this house, and it's over the hole to hell.
It
where
is
a
over
dude
the hole.
got his life force sucked out.
Yeah, and she's listening. Because out of sight, out of mind, you can't see the holes. You're like, maybe
We're gonna
there's
watch
a hole.
a little bit and skip through.
Oh yeah, because she does skip through and go to the front, because she does cover like the front area.
Over a gateway to hell.
Click it.
I can't hear you.
Click it. Like, I want to
Oh.
look through the front.
Whoa.
Hell.
Look.
Yeah, that's in there. He's supposed to be guarding the hole. So that's on the property. A lot of goat heads, ram heads.
A lot of windows on the outside, but
This is her
I
just
read
kind of
online that a lot
around
of
the
them are
area.
kind of fakes, and that there's just wall behind them. We got another building down here. Chapel, and this is the place of greatest interest to me because this is where the
Don't
hole
listen.
that leads down to hell is said to exist underneath the floor here. So this chapel and this castle.
Okay,
is
look at-
rumored to
pause
have
it.
been built on top of
Oh, never mind. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. The whole room, it's like an octagon or a hexagon. 1, 2, 3,
And that would be
4,
a sign of
5,
Saturn.
6, 7, 8. I think 8 sides. I could be wrong. I can't see
I
very
think it's
well.
a hexagon. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6 sides would be a
Okay.
sign of Saturn.
So this chapel and this castle is rumored to have been built on top of it to conceal all
Would
of
the two windows
negative
be
spirits and
duality,
negative
kinda?
energy, even the demons that
That
were
could be a
coming out of
reach.
it.
Demons were coming out of it.
So I just want to give a bit more information on Houska Castle.
And just wait, she shows you this pictures that are on the wall there, and like it's not like any church I've ever been to, but I haven't been to churches that were
J3
built in 1200.
said, 12.
12.
12 sides.
We're just gonna skip ahead a
Oh,
little
Patricia,
bit.
thank you for joining.
Symbol for evil. She has a bow and arrow that she's stretching out. And then there's a few others over here as well. So this painting over here displays a dragon, which is a medieval symbol of evil. And I was reading all about these paintings online, which are supposed to be quite old, and there's a lot of interest around them because these sort of pagan or signs of evil are
It's like somebody's
not common
crawling
at
out of a
all to be
well and they're
displayed inside a church or a
stabbing it
chapel.
before it gets out.
Thank you so much for the like.
Look, we've got an angel.
Travis, Brofist.
We've got
Those are
somebody holding a
halos.
bat. Is that a bat?
So
Alright, let's get to the 12-minute mark.
Okay.
freezing.
Oh yeah, it's stone. He looks like Lord Baelish. Get out of there.
Thank you guys so
I
much.
don't know. Let me have a listen.
Paris, thank you. Brofist.
Okay, just wait. I'm gonna shut up now. She's gonna get a recording device, so we'll be able to hear a little bit better. I don't hear a dog bark.
I don't know if this is a smart
J3 said, Dodecagon.
Dodecagon.
Alright guys, I just started recording a ghost tube
It's good to have
session.
smart friends.
I'm just going to walk around and see if we get any magnetic spikes.
Okay, this is
There
her.
was just one here. Magnetic spikes. Magnetic spikes. Magnetic spikes.
Magnetic
That's odd.
spikes.
Maybe try going closer to the floor.
In case they're metal.
Yeah.
Why would metal be a thing?
I don't know what the
It
magnetic
does it
reading.
again.
Maybe that's the true reason gold has so much
Wow,
value.
I did think I heard screaming.
Oh, just wait. I'll shut up.
Initially, I did see it go up. Just got the word phone through. And the rest is
I don't have check.
English.
Yeah, I don't have the check.
It's not anywhere else.
When I was listening earlier, I thought I heard screaming too. That's why. That's a bird.
I heard either a yell or a goat or something.
Yeah, it's an animal.
I don't know that that's demonic. It sounds like a turkey.
Anyway, I did think I heard screaming earlier, or maybe now. Hold on.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop recording here. So, I'm going to play that back later and watch those magnetic fluctuations and just...
All right, well,
But oh yeah, wait, go back. That well, apparently, so during World War II, Nazis came and took over the castle, and when they came and got it back, there was a bunch of bodies and right there in that little hole in the ground, a bunch of Nazi remains.
wow.
stories. So besides the portal to hell, there's also a few spirits and creatures said to roam around the castle. There is a human cross frog, cross bulldog creature that has seen roaming the grounds. There is an apparition, a ghost of a headless person that's often seen in this very courtyard, gushing with blood. Then there's also the disembodied voices and screams that are so common here. A lot of
It was a rat monkey.
Could have been. But they said that there was a bunch of hybrids and things like that. So just kind of interesting. In the surrounding area, all has like equally awkward and horrifying accounts and reports. And I mean, aside from the portal to hell, just being somewhere in a structure that you know has been there since the 1200s, I mean, that thing has been through all the plagues. all. Anyway, so then, well, hold on. Before we go here, we could go to the pictures of Centralia.
I don't know where those are.
Well, they were in your texts. Yeah, that's fine. Play this and then find them down there. This is the Horton Mine. This is in Nevada. This is just a little
I
video
can
that.
only play 40 seconds. I'm probably going to get a strike for that other one.
Oh.
Okay, here's a lower adit at the Victorine mine. I believe this was an older mine that once they dug the upper tunnels, this got incorporated into the same claim or whatever. I forget what this was called, this particular mine entrance here, but this one's got a little bit of water in it coming out of it. Not much. Okay, we can go in here and just take a quick look. I don't think I'm going to explore this particular mine. There's a little bit too much water in it in here. I know this mine is really old, but yeah, water in a mine. I do see other footprints here in the mud, but I just don't think it's wise to go in here.
Oh, I didn't know they were pictures. You gotta.
If I can. Step across here.
Just wait.
Let me turn my light on. Okay, here's a shot looking down the attic from just inside the portal. And
Can you turn it up just
some
a
water
little?
here and there. So I'll go up here just a little bit further and see if it dries out any. Okay, a little further inside the tunnel here. Now there's still water. You can see it really flowing here in front of me, right here, and this coming out here, not the tunnel.
Right,
Yeah, this
Kelly.
looks pretty sketchy. I'll go a few feet further in and check it out, but I think I'm going to pass on this one. This is one of the creepiest mine tunnels I've ever been in, just because of how dilapidated it is and all these chains hanging down from the overhead, and there's a shot looking down the tunnel even further, but
He says he felt as
Still
if
pretty
something
wet.
was watching him. Something that was sinister and something that definitely didn't want him going any further into this tunnel.
and taking a look around here back at the entrance, which is there. Okay, here's a shot looking back towards the entrance. I'm a little bit further in, and looking down the tunnel here.
J-Tree said, check out the Whaley House in San Diego. A coastline was the sinister thing here.
I don't know why that one chain is swinging back there.
You notice that one
Yeah.
chain?
None of the other, well,
If
that
you
one
can see
is,
that
but
video or not.
And otherworldly.
Whaley, I'm gonna have to check that out.
The ambient air temperature also seemed to suddenly drop all around me at this point, and I felt an even.
Yeah, this mine definitely has a very spooky vibe to it. So I'm going to head back out and check out the other stuff that's here. This is just too wet, too muddy. And obviously something is making the chains swing. So time to get the hell out of here. A lot of water everywhere. And there's a shot looking back towards the entrance.
I wouldn't turn my back knowing that I there's something swinging for no reason behind me. Anyway, that's it for that one. But just like the I don't know, freaks me out. Our very own Pennsylvania, well, I say our very own, I mean like within the United States, has, oh yeah, and then this, it's known for mercury and things like that. They say that there's been deaths in this mine, which is pretty common, you know, but I wasn't able to like pinpoint any specific stories or information. And then our in Pennsylvania, all right, so for those of you video game players, there is Silent Hill. In Pennsylvania, Centralia, Pennsylvania is the area that they based Silent Hill off of. And this is just an area that was a landfill, and in 1962 they decided they were going to burn it, which back in the day, you know, you burned your trash. However, it was sitting on top of mining caves, and so there was tunnels and caves all throughout. And so as this landfill burned, it fell down, and it did actually collapse into the cave, therefore igniting the cave, which then burned these coals, and they've been burning ever since. And this is a picture of the church in Centralia. It's always got, and there's toxic fumes. It's always, you know, it's not a safe area. The sinkholes, there was a boy who was swallowed in a sinkhole. He did survive, but thankfully only because he was outside with somebody, and they were able to respond immediately. But sinkholes are like always a threat. People did remain here, but as of
I know a dude that took one of those electric one-wheel skateboards and rode it through this town.
really,
Talon Sai, Talon
that's
Sai.
right, he did.
Yeah, the streets, like this street, it's all spray painted. Some of the streets are completely painted in spray paint. Just a completely
Which is so-
forgotten town.
It's creepy when you see that to me because it's all this graffiti and then nature has reclaimed everything else. But that's a pretty interesting area. There's only like 5 people left in the town now. And basically when they pass away, nobody else will be allowed to live there.
Environmental disaster.
But also creepy.
Or maybe something evil wanted the town.
All right. So Centralia, then we also have the Mirny Giant Diamond Mine. We'll jump. We can. That's okay. We can forget that one. We did that one already. All right. Mirny Diamond Mine might be the most mysterious hole ever. All right. This was a huge. Like this was a big deal for Russia. It was like the 4th largest diamond mine in the world, or still is. But it did close down, and then 8 people died in it during a flash flood. Anyway, so it's of course rumored to be haunted. And this one, like, this is the one that always gets me because they attach this picture to a lot of the other mining stories.
So this isn't an accurate picture.
Just because it's so substantial. And because of that, I wanted to include it on here. There are some stories, associated to this one, but this one's not super duper creepy. But I wanted to show it just because...
There are a lot of stories about multiple people getting trapped or collapsed in mines. Mines can actually be pretty sketchy business.
Oh, yes, indeed.
But that guy that bought that
in California.
Cerro Gordo.
Yes, Sierra Gordo in California.
Another abandoned town. I don't know why.
It was a
just
ghost town.
It was just abandoned and all the buildings were left. And there were like 30-something men that were in the mine and they were trapped. He's like this billionaire or whatever, but he quarantined in this ghost town alone. And he's been filming it the whole time. And one of those nights there was a fire, and he's had people come out there for service work, and because it's a ways away, sometimes they'll stay the night. Anyway, he had some service guys up there, and somebody reported the night before the fire seeing a dark apparition, but they said a dark figure moving in the kitchen, and then in this main hotel, and then a fire erupted, and it burned a lot of the buildings that were back in like Wild West days. They were easily back in the early 1800s. And so that was very devastating. He's wanting to rebuild this town and make it a tourist spot. But he did spend the night in a mine. So I don't remember his name, but if you Google those Sierra Gordos... His YouTube channel is called My Abandoned Town, or My Ghost Town.
Rock Their Angel said, in there was a Turkmenistan, a burning natural gas fire in the middle of the Karakum Desert is known as the door to hell or Darvaza gas crater.
Yes, I found that when I was doing the research. I was going to mention it because it's just been burning. It's just in the middle of the desert and it's just burning. And local legend has it, well, that must be where demons take, unsaved souls and throw them in. But there wasn't a lot of supernatural stories or anything like that around it, so I left it off just for the sake of time.
Rock Bear, Brofist, dude, what's up? Good to see you.
What I did find, though, so there are just so many places throughout the world, and what interested me is I was so fascinated by mythology growing up. I still am. And they would talk about, Persephone was, so, they would talk about going to Hades as if it was like an actual place here on Earth or within the Earth. You could go there. You could pay the ferryman and cross the Styx River, and you could go there. Well, and so these portals are kind of like it ties that in you know, where it's like, oh, well, if this is possible, then that was possible. And I don't know, who doesn't love to hear an Odyssey tale was true, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, giants, you know, so. But anyway, so there's all these different gates, portals to hell throughout the world. And there's one at Hierapolis, the Plutonian, which Pluto was supposedly the god, lowercase god of the underworld. And so that was a place that was supposedly a portal to hell. Helm Township in Pennsylvania got the 7 gates of hell, but New Orleans, we can go, actually has one, which is the Gates of Guinea. And they don't know exactly where all of the portals are, but apparently, according to local, like, voodoo tradition and things, the underworld can be found in New Orleans through 7 gates scattered throughout the city's French Quarter, one of which is supposedly in Marie Laveau's tomb right there, which I've been there. And, like, when I went there, there was, like, chickens and dolls and stuff propped up that people had, like, left her offerings. So, yeah, supposedly there's a portal there. And as well as multiple other places throughout New Orleans. And it makes me just wonder, well, where? The XXX, that means something, and I can't remember what in voodoo. Or not in voodoo, but you know. So yeah.
That means something in voodoo.
That means something in voodoo. Oh yeah, okay, this was just kind of a sneak peek maybe to next week's spooky shits. And it was so good I couldn't leave it out.
I remember this. Some people theorized that it was a balloon.
Is that Jesus
Oh, yeah?
Christ? Please. Please, oh Father. Mom, es un hombre.
Good on him. He's like, look, I'm gonna just be safe and start praying. That's a wise choice.
Yes, Mom. Pero it went behind us.
If you ever
went
get that
behind the
tingly
tree
feeling,
and
should
I
I
can't
pray
see
right
him.
now? The answer is
No,
always
it's right
yes.
there.
I don't know. That looks like a Death Eater from stinking Harry Potter. It's Tony Stark.
You don't think that's balloons?
Oh, look.
Looks like it's coming.
Okay, so yeah.
A tree and I can't see it no more.
Okay, so it was
No, it's
coming
right
down.
there.
I would have walked my happy butt right over there to figure out what the F is going on. You don't just leave that up to speculation. Excuse me. This is 2020. I think my world is ending. Can you please let me know what you're doing?
This is from last year.
Okay, well, still.
Please, oh Father. Mom, es un hombre.
All right, and there's another
Es un
one.
hombre.
Oh yeah, here's another one. This one looks fake to me. But again, looks like a Death Eater. Yeah, that looks too... But the reactions, you know? What is that? Perhaps CGI? But then how would all those people be reacting? Can you turn the volume on so we can hear if people are screaming and oohing and awing?
I just can't play the music.
Oh, well then don't worry about it.
It could cut our stream.
Wah, wah. No, don't worry about it. I forgot. Yeah, I'm gonna say that one's fake. Busted.
It
World's
could be.
Flooded. Didn't coffins from ground pop up and drift down the streets? Yes, indeed, Nan. Yes, they did.
It's a really good fake.
Right.
If it is fake. But it looks like it shifts shape there for a second.
Gary, what is
Now
that?
this could be another airplane, perhaps?
No. I don't know what this is.
Over the Aegean Sea. Shocking passengers as it made seemingly impossible maneuvers. I mean, it's not a human. Duh.
But look at the shape. Look at this.
Can't rule out spirits, absolutely.
Look, see that shape?
Yeah.
That's actually a common shape associated with space programs, and their logos.
Oh yeah, the NASA thing.
I believe it's called like a sprite or something like that. You guys should look up and find out what the red thing is. You see the shape of the red thing? It's oddly similar to this. Almost really, really close to a T. That's
the old...
yeah. Yeah, that's Larius Goblin. But do you see what I'm talking about with the shape? See how it separates here?
I'll have to look that up. I'm not familiar with that,
Look at
Goblin. Congrats on your sign. Yes, indeed.
Let's do that. Look at this shape here.
Right.
I don't know. It just...
Shadow Wolf shared a story. I have to read it. Creepiest thing that happened to me was when I was dating my ex. No kids were near by the way, but we had heard children laughing. A few weeks later, she was pregnant with our son. Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, for real.
Whoa.
Corey Weiss said, "The worm."
The worm. I want to open it up for call-ins to tell ghost stories or like their experiences. Like, would y'all call in and tell us spooky shits that you've had? Doesn't have to be about this. I hope you haven't heard hell. Although I read a book when I was young that really influenced me. Yeah, right. Shadow Wolf.
Time flies. LOL. Must be...
Alright.
Yeah, they are blessings. Alright.
It's normal to break air after an airplane.
This? Where's the plane? It's so small we can't see it, but it makes a big smoke trail. I get it. Okay.
1313, I want to hear like some of your stories.
Where's the plane? And why does such a small object make so much smoke? I'm not... Look, it sounds like somebody's yelling in the chat about, like, that's just normal. Like, you know, that's just how it sounds to me. That's just how it sounds to me. But to explain that as normal air brake after an airplane and it's off doing its own thing and you can't see the plane, what is it? See what I'm saying? That's not normal air brake. I'm trying to get around to saying that.
1313 says, I have some pics from broad daylight and caught video and pics of something green flying over my tattoo studio just last night. Too trippy. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, it's hot. Why is it so hot?
It is. It is. Watch out.
Sorry? I guess it's very possible, Brandon. So what do you guys think? Did you like tonight? Was it spooky at all?
It's the beginning of it sure as hell freaked me out. If this don't scare you,
it would be spookier if we weren't
Rock
live.
Their Angel said, "You should do a video on the halo clouds and trumpet phenomenon."
Okay.
Yeah.
And we took a couple different Red Ash, Tennessee, Whaley House,
the Whaley
in
Mine,
San Diego,
or the Whaley House. Yep.
The Gosford Glyphs, and then what was that one?
halo clouds, and trumpet phenomenon. And also,
oh, yeah, I know about that.
what are they called? Dog rings?
Okay.
Or dog star? I don't know. Whenever there's this ring around the sun, it's called a dog star.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. Glad you enjoyed it, Goblin. Brofist, man. Yeah. Not spooky, just silly. Sorry, I'm dreadfully logical, LOL.
Oh, no, that's okay. And I try, well, I'm not dreadfully logical, but I do try to be like...
I'm dreadfully open-minded and believe in the spirit.
I'm a little cynical with some videos, but I want to believe. So I do, there's some that I'll let fly where I'm like, okay, my brain tells me no, but my spirit says yes, so we're going to go with it.
Yeah, like him going into that cave and getting that negative feeling that there was something there that wanted him to leave. I get those feelings, and I listen to those feelings.
There was a guy who was exploring in Nevada, and he found a cave opening that was like shaped like a letter M. And he'd recorded it, and he got these terrible, like, vibrations, just a very uncomfortable feeling as he got closer and closer to the entrance of this cave. And he decided, you know what, not today, and left and went home. Well, some of his viewers kind of gave him a hard time about it, and he himself wanted to go back and explore, but he'd gotten, like, this vibration feeling of, like, just bad and dread. And so he told himself he was going to go back.
No, he said that he described it quite literally that his every molecule in his body was vibrating.
Vibrating, right.
I can't even imagine what that would feel like.
Well, I think of like microwave technology.
Could you imagine feeling things in your heart and your chest vibrating inside you?
No,
that's not good.
So anyway,
I think what he ran into was an entrance to it, because where he was hiking was very close to Area 51. Mm-hmm. I think he stumbled upon an area that is so secret it's not marked. And he went past all the red lines, and I know, believe it or not, y'all think this is a joke. The military was really kind of nervous about the whole Area 51 raid. If anyone remembers that, it was it was an internet meme.
Year.
But they were really preparing, like, oh shit,
right?
We really might have to, like, because
for
there
real.
are things that they will go to extreme lengths.
I think Elon Musk was like, yeah, I'm in. Elon Musk is like the people's billionaire. If somebody was gonna be Batman, it would be Elon Musk.
But the guy that went hiking, I think that he ran into an act of denial, and there was a unit sent out and that said that, hey, he's gone too far, he's seen too much.
Yeah.
And sometimes things can happen. So I think they active denial system him. He dropped to the ground when he went to go refine the cave, because he already went out there and they hit him with the active denial system, and he felt like he vibrated and he left. Because it was such a terrible feeling.
Right.
Because they probably also could use voice to skull. You know what I mean? Could you imagine?
Right.
And then the second time they saw him go out there, no active denial. They just...
Well, he did. He went out there once to try to find it again, and unfortunately he couldn't find it. And he got a little bit of crap from his viewers and really pushed him, so he went out there again, and he was like, you know what? M cave or bust. And he didn't stop it, and he was never seen again.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think that's just about all we've got. Are you?
Yeah, I do want to. Neon said when I was 5 years old, I remember seeing an exact UFO, but I don't know if I was dreaming it. But I was drawing it one day, and my mom asked me how I knew about UFOs and how I knew what one looked like. Wow. Son, yep.
Had a paranormal experience in a lava tube, Mount Shasta. Felt evil presence rush up to me. Ran for my life. Oh my gosh,
1313, did you see our episode on Mount Shasta?
You got to check out. Well, I think that was Patrick that was talking about Mount Shasta.
Oh, okay, my bad. Patrick, did you see the episode we did on Mount Shasta? Ooh, we ran for my life. I believe it. Man, Patrick, Mount Shasta has some stories, I'm telling you. Walked into an artisan store in old New Mexico before it opened. They were planning an opening party, felt very woozy. Guy came at me with a large pair of scissors, jumped out the door. Whoa. Super
Corey Weiss
yeah.
said, clenched fist.
Clenched fist, Corey, bro fist, dude.
Absolutely 1313. Yeah, I try to be the same way, but I want to believe.
You can do several episodes on Shapeshifter Ranch. Yeah, exactly. I would really actually like to get into the.
Oh yeah, me too.
What's it called? Skinwalker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Shapeshifter
we
Skinwalker.
touched on it, but I'm still trying to find my right format. Like, should I just do one little area, and talk about all the stories in that area, or should I do one topic and then talk about all the different places around the world?
Kelly, we have your story printed out.
Skinwalker or Shapeshifter Forest? What?
No, she only has one story and she put it in the Discord.
Oh, okay, yes. Oh, yeah, that's right.
I have like
What
a
was it,
mental
kids?
block. I think I have had some paranormal experiences. I just,
I'm going to go get that. We printed it out. But
yeah, block them out. Sent a couple videos on Facebook of a restaurant being raided today in Toronto for staying open despite the restrictions, unless you have already seen it. No, I haven't seen it. Haven't seen it.
Okay.
Happy Thanksgiving,
says,
Dap. Brofist, dude.
Kelly says, my spooky ghost story. When I was in college, I worked in housekeeping in the main student union building. There was one suite of rooms that was haunted. It was a series of 3 rooms and along two long hallways. There were a lot of doors, and it was really easy to get confused and turned around in the rooms. One night in the mid-'80s, a man suffered a heart attack in the back room of the suite. They sent someone out for help, but the person got lost in the maze of doors and rooms and couldn't find their way out. The victim died before they were able to get help. I worked there in the late 90s. The suite of rooms always had very strange things that happened. You would walk in one door and all the closet doors would be shut. Vacuum to the end of the hallway and open the door at the end and would turn around and every door in the hallway would be open. Doors would open and close on their own. Lights would turn on or off. It was creepy as hell. Nobody would go back in that group of rooms alone, especially at night. Whoever was assigned to that job would always take someone with them as backup. The room where the man had died stopped being used after people started reporting all the weird things that happened in the rooms. Many people, myself included, would find themselves extremely confused and sort of just have a massive brain fart when they were in the room. A lot of people would see things out of the corner of their eyes in that room. By the time I worked there, it had been turned into an extra storage room because nobody wanted to be in there. We avoided it whenever possible. And then that makes it even worse because whoever the unlucky mofo is that has to go get the storage crap from the storage room is like, well, I guess this is the day I die. Thank you for sharing, Kelly. Okay, awesome.
Hey. Angel, thank you so much for subscribing. Brofist, that is awesome. My area of red ash. Aerial phenomenon and connected to caverns that stretch from Mammoth Cave to here. This is where
Heller Doc comes in.
a lot of biblical stuff they hide from us,
Rock
like
Bear
the
Angel
giants.
said, I used to spend
yeah.
Thanksgiving at the Stanley Hotel. That place is creepy. They took down the maze after the movie, though.
Yeah, well,
Oof.
that's terrible. I'm pretty sure. Is that the same hotel as The Shining? I'm not sure. Johnny, exactly. You're exactly right, dude. Right on point. That's what I think, Johnny. Professor.
Well, Kelly, maybe you wouldn't die, but I'm dramatic, so I would have died. Heart attack, probably.
1313's
I'm a big
like,
girl.
I'm down. I got night vision, etc.
Have y'all ever watched that movie 13 Ghosts? That movie traumatized me,
Rock
and I
Bear
watched
Angel
it way too young.
said, yes.
Oh, thank you so much. We give thanks for y'all.
Thanks
Thank you.
to
I mean that
Miss
truly.
V, Kelly, Rock Bear, J Tree. You guys all rock. I'm sorry, Corey. I know I'm missing people.
Yes, okay. Actually, Goblin, I had the Matalov, I don't know how to pronounce it. I had that pass up for today since we were talking about Russia. But so that's the one that Mr. B. Allen did a video on, and basically, like, this very experienced hiking tutor went up on this mountain in the Ural mountain range in Russia. And they go up, and she's with her adopted son, who's very physically fit, very fit. And then her daughter is leading another group, and they're going to rendezvous in a couple of days. But this woman is going up with her group first, and she had more than just her son with her. It was a group of, I don't remember exactly how many. But anyway, they're making their way up this trail. Everything's going fine. And then they get to a point, like there was a couple hicks in the road. And then they get to a point where they've gone up past the tree line, like right towards the summit. And her son, the instructor's son, like all of a sudden blood starts coming out of his nose and eyes and stuff, and he falls and he dies. And the instructor runs over and she's holding him and she's screaming and she's not going back down. She's not gonna go back down. She tells the other people, because they've had bad luck and they're at this point they're getting exhausted and cold and things have been bad from the start of this trip. And so she tells them, because like their own survival is an issue, at the point that they're at for this trip. So she says, go down to the tree line. I'll meet you there, but I'm not leaving him. Well, before anybody can even do anything, one by one, they all start dying the exact